Hello everybody, it's been a very long time. I mean, seriously, how long has it been since I last actually talked on a frickin' video that's actually not a gameplay or something? Quite a while. But here's the deal. I'm doing reviews again, and this time we're actually going to be doing free guitar amplification software. Now if you're gonna ask me where have I been for the past bit, I played some League. Where is it? I cannot find it. It is on my other channel, which is known as Dr. Q Plays. If you want to go over to that channel, that has all my gameplay footage. I'll be uploading another video as soon as I can get this editor to work properly, and I mean editing software. This video is not going to be edited because I don't feel like it. But for the main part, I'm just here to just demo out what this is. So first things first, this is the Ignite Amps Emissary. Now, mind you, I'm using two Ignite Amp products. First one is Emissary, which is totally free, by the way. It looks beautiful and it's free, and you'll see something else extra. And their NadIR, which is, well, it's impulse responses for guitar. I'm using a Mesa Boogie Mark V impulse that you can just go download off the internet. Here's just the guitar with the impulse. I know it's really quiet, right? Let me turn this on. I dialed in some custom tone settings, but here's the raw. There it is. I still have to turn up the volume still. It's a very nice little thing. I'm going to go back to my preset. It's a very, calm, quiet little lead. I have my guitar cranked, I have my input cranked to a safe amount. And I guess let's go through a couple. So that's it, just going through here, but without it, it's just... So it has a little bit of a difference. It kind of removes some of the top and whatnot. But anyways, it makes it sound like it's going through an amplifier, an actual speaker and cabinet with mic. And here's what it sounds like when you dial in a metal rock tone. As you can tell, it's a very intense sounding amp. And even with the default settings, just default, so I'm going to go ahead and mess with it and show you how this goes about and makes good tones. So first things first, start with the clean channel. Just crank that, give it some extra gain because it is quiet. Maybe bring that back a little. Alright, then you can just mess with the standard treble, mid, and bass. So I like to have it nice and bassy with a little bit of a mid scoop. So you get that kind of effect. Switching it over, well actually, the bright switch basically changes it from to, it removes a little bit of bottom end and adds a little more towards the mid highs where this actually resides. So that's all that channel really can do. The depth is not available for the knobs, it's actually for the switches, so it brings up the depth of like the brightness, and the presence just does. It's like easier to hear in a crowd by laser cutting, or just dulling it out so that way it's literally just an extra part just hidden in the background. I like to keep that somewhere around 12 because I'm not picky, at least not today. Let's go to the back panel. Yeah, that's right, it's got front and a back. On the back you have your bias test components, which is actually a bias adjustment, so you can kind of tone match it. What I did was I just cranked it up a little, and you have an instant boogie amp by switching it to a KT88 power tube. Another thing I do, here's the 6L6, which is the default. Here's the EL34. I said it actually sounds really nice for clean, and here's it without any power tube. It actually adds power. So we're going to stick with the KT88 for now. We're going to go to the red channel, which is of course lead, and this, just one string, is really powerful. What I do is I switch on, well actually here, I'll give you a demonstration of like the highest gain it'll crank. Let's tweak that a bit. Bring those bring that up. Bring those up as well, bring this down, and bring that crank. Let's say we don't like it that way. Bring these back down, bring these back up. Alright, let's dial in a good tone right quick. Select it here, up there. Deep is going to make it deeper. So here's it without. Here's it with. Just a little bit of extra depth. The brightness does just that. Now shape does something extra. It takes those mid-highs and it shapes them differently. We turn up that depth and presence. And mind you, this is still a free piece of software, so it's really nice and juicy. But I prefer my preset because I've already decked it out to where I like it. No shape, just crank everything slightly. And I'm using the KT88s. And I did bring up that bias by a lot. It removes also a lot of background noise. Switches back to red channel. I'm going to change it to the EL34. Well, actually, here's the starter comparison. So that's starter. Here's it disabled. Not as powerful. The 6L6, which is default. And you also have the EL34s. And yes, I'm using a couple of humbuckers on this, well, really cheapo starter guitar, so believe me, to get a good tone with this thing is very difficult. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the majority of it and what it can do. The only other things to say is that oversampling literally just ups like the detail it puts into it. So it adds more processing, but it makes it sound better. So here's it maxed out. Well, here's it with no times 2 oversampling. Here's it with 4. Oh, there goes my thing again. Here's it at times 8. Ah, frick. Screwed that up. And of course it can also work in stereo, so if you want to use it as a if you want to have one panned hard left and one pan hard right, you can do that. Use the hard left and hard right to go to different outputs, so you can set it to 2 different cabinets. You can also do that. NadIR is also, if I change this to extreme, which is the utmost high quality that I can give, it gets to about there, and it also has dual mono, which is enabling both of these, so I can just go and pick a couple of my other impulses. So I'm going to use the Viper from PV, so here's that. We can mix the two together, because this is actually a really good piece of software. It gives you that much customization when you just work with it. And just keep it at extreme, or go low if you can't quite, if it's too taxing for you. Yeah, that's the entire video for today. I guess I'll catch you. But as you can tell, I highly recommend the software to anyone who's looking to get into guitars and wants to do rock or metal, because you can dial this into just about any tone, even if I just crank that gain back a little. Crank mine down as well. A little crunch. You can get pretty much almost any really decent tone out of this. So yeah, I guess that's it. I will catch you, and sorry about the Skype message that I got. Yeah, you don't want to check your Skype. It fooled you. I know, because it does for me all the time. Anyways, see ya.